Hello and welcome to Law and Order SVU here on FANVERSATION. I am Yael Tygiel. That's Taylor Gates. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Sure.
I completely forgot that it's the football today.
What is the Venn diagram of people who watch this and people who watch the Super Bowl, though? Like, let's be so honest.
I don't know, but I will say this. We will be done before the game starts.
Yeah, there we go.
Amazing. Well, we are discussing season 26, episode 10, Master Key. Before we jump into that, let us remind you, if you are in a situation where you need help, please reach out to RAINN. Their number is 1-800-656-4673, 1-800-656-4673. Taylor, what does that spell?
Hope.
It does spell hope. And if this is your first time joining us, I love that you're doing it on the football day. Welcome. Consider this your content warning. This episode deals with some horrific things, as many episodes do. They deal with dark things, and we on this podcast make light. We find the humor in the heinous. Nice. Write that down. We're going to use that again. So consider this your content warning. I guarantee I say something offensive, especially about everyone in this episode. Taylor, I'm going to read the quick cap and then I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, season 26, episode 10, Master Key. When a teen from a group home goes missing, the squad must quickly determine if he ran away or was abducted. Velasco puts pressure on the system at large for letting children slip through the cracks. He did what?
Did he do that?
When?
Show me where. It was fine. I thought it was really convoluted and complicated for no real reason, frankly. I was like, what? Like, there's so many details, and for what? Like, we could have really streamlined a lot of this, I think. I also want to say I knew that Michael was sketchy as hell, but not for the reason that they said. They were like, oh yeah, the guy is like a dad-like guy. He's white. He has a mustache. And then they talked to Michael. I said, so this man? So the guy that you're literally speaking to, he matches the description. Like, I know he's not maybe as old as the guy, but like, he's still older than Anthony. Like, so I was like, it's Michael. Like, you guys are literally looking for the guy that you're talking to right now. And then it ended up being a different white guy with a mustache. But I was really thinking, I was like, you're looking at him.
Amazing. I love that. I don't know how I felt about this. I agree with you. It was real convoluted, and I assume it felt like that was so that we could have twists and turns. But I don't know that we had twists and turns so much as just a changing and evolving story.
Yeah, I was just like annoyed by all of them. I was like, okay, so there's like another element to this. Like, he was on the ground and then he got on the bed and then there was all these phone number. I was like, okay, this is just getting a little bit too much for like literally no reason.
Honestly, it felt like each of the things they discovered, right? Like the blood on the ground, the phone numbers. Here are all of these clues, and it felt like our detectives did not investigate any of the clues until later, because they were like, we'll ask him, he'll tell us. He's not telling you. You have clues, put them together.
Yeah.
I didn't hate this episode. But I will say, and upon second viewing, it felt fine. But when I first watched it, when Benson and Carisi are first discussing what happened, and they're talking to Anthony in the hospital bed, Benson says, like, we're here to help you. And the kid is like, no, you're not. I don't trust you. Two things crossed my mind. One, Benson should have said again and again, you are a child. You are a child. Whatever happened in this situation, whatever happened is not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
And whether she believes that or not, right? Like, police are allowed to lie. So even if she didn't believe that, she should have said it again and again, because I think that had they pointed out to this kid earlier on, right, that all they wanted was what happened, because he's a child and he wasn't at fault.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just so much. Like, I'm just the amount of details and, like, justifications that we get so quickly. The ankle monitor thing. Oh, he actually did that on purpose. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Let's talk about the ankle monitor.
I can't. It was just too much. I agree with you though. But also, like, Olivia pissed me off in this episode. I'm gonna be so honest. And not for any of the reasons that we talked about, but like her speech, like I'm sick of her speeches working because like frankly they're so generic and no. I'm tired. Get something else to work. Like it can't just be like I don't know. It bothered me.
It's funny that you say that, because I was annoyed that she was like, "We're here for you. I'm here for you." And then I was like, "For now." My notes say "for now." And then the end of the episode, she's like, "Good luck.
Yeah,
Have a
you're
good
gonna be
life. I'm
okay.
out."
Well, I mean, she's still in Maddie's life, so you never know. She might still be in this kid's life.
Is she?
Probably.
I
They'll
don't know,
probably bring
man.
Maddie back eventually.
I feel like this season specifically, there have been so many people that she's like, I am in your corner and I'm here for you. And I'm like, for now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like,
You're abandoning
okay.
all of these people. Anyway, okay. Hi to people who are live in our chat joining us. Deanna, Alexa, Aaliyah, love to have you here. If you're watching live, say hello on YouTube. I want to talk about the ankle monitor, because he like looked up how to get it off. It looked like fabric was just cut. I'm just gonna throw that out there. No offense to the props team. But I believe that when you take off an ankle monitor, it's supposed to set an alert or
You would
let someone
think.
know.
You would think.
But also, like, he has an ankle monitor. I'm going to make an assumption here that he is allowed to go to school and home. And therefore,
Yeah.
if he goes out of that radius, it should notify someone. So him going to this restaurant should have notified some. I just feel like, go on,
Let's talk about this restaurant.
all day breakfast.
And pizza and burger. Like,
Burgers.
what are you guys selling? Like, I get that there actually are places like that in New York, but that was a crazy choice to have pizza fully out and then be like, yeah, I got a burger. I'm like, I don't trust that, actually.
It's funny because literally as they're sitting outside, I was like, where is this breakfast all day place?
Yeah, this menu is too crowded.
It's Cheesecake Factory.
It's really like, and honestly, you know what? Tea. And Yael and I love the Cheesecake Factory.
This episode is not sponsored by Cheesecake Factory.
I wish it was. Cheesecake Factory, please sponsor us.
That's true. We will continue to do this podcast for free, Cheesecake Factory.
I love your Thai chicken wraps. Let's chicken wraps.
Oh man. Alexa in the chat says, I liked the episode, but most memorable was how good Bruno looked. Alexa, a girl after my own heart.
Fair, honestly.
Hell yeah. I want to talk about, there was a moment that made me laugh so hard. Bruno and Silva at the crime scene. I don't know how I'm feeling about their investigating together.
I don't hate it.
It feels, if I remember correctly, previous times they've worked together, she says all of her theories and he kind of questions her in a way to help her further develop her detective-y skills. But one, no one asked you to mentor her, so take a step back. Because it almost feels like I am a man trying to teach you how to do your job, and she's like, I know how to do my job. Just It feels a little like that.
I
But
will say though, some of her theories, I'm like, where the hell did that come from? And like, I understand that like we can't get that much explaining and whatever because we only have 42 minutes. But I'm like, how did you get there? And then it's always right, even though I'm like, bro, that's such a leap. And like, how did you figure that out so fast? Like, that feels unreasonable to me. And they're always correct. I'm like, okay,
that said, in this episode specifically, she's like, I don't think he was shot in the bed. And I went, I wonder if the giant puddle of blood.
true.
Like,
But also the
but then
medical
she was like,
examiner.
there must have been another person. I went, why?
That yeah, agreed. That's what I'm talking about. I was like,
Yes.
for what? Like he's pretty strong. Like he has muscles you can see. Like he easily could have like not like picked it, but he could have dragged him up there pretty easily,
Mhm.
you would think. But even the medical examiner, like that bitch figured everything out so like detailed. I'm like, is that realistic? Like, can they actually do that? Because she knew everything.
I mean, yes, she knew the trajectory of the bullet, which will tell you where the shooter was in relation, and therefore he must have been
Yeah.
on his because he is a tall, even an average height man. To get to that angle, you have to be above him.
Yeah, but even I was like, I bet that he lifted his arm at a 45-degree angle, and then I'm like, okay, and I bet that was self-defense, and I'm like, okay, relax, this is a lot.
I want to give some actor shout outs in this episode. Da, 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 let's see. Michael Strickland, our creep of the week, played by Zach Appleman. Did he do a good job being a gross creep?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Anthony Reed, played by Ricky Garcia, amazing performance.
Mhm.
Really well done. Uh,
I do need to know how old he actually is though, because I was not getting 16.
no, that was a grown man.
Like fully, like
Let's see. Born in 99.
okay, 25, 26. Yep.
Grown man.
Yes, I agree.
Um, it's fine. It's fine.
He did great, but I was just not getting 16 at all. Like
I want to give her a shout out. The Strickland's lawyer, loved her. She was great. Counselor Meryl Smith, we've seen her before. Your name seems real Greek. And Thula is the first name. Oi. Oh, Katsimatidis is what I'm going with.
right.
So sorry to butcher your name. I'm very sorry. Miss Miller, who ran the home, Monet Michelle, great performances. Our ME was played by Natalie Leconte. Great performances. Those are some of the and our Terror Tech, Kat Donaghey.
Okay, what about Colin's wife?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Leslie Clark, played by Joe Twist.
He's not my house. The way that she delivered he's not in my house, really, I loved it.
I loved her because she straight up was like, I don't know what the
Ask
hell you
somebody
were.
else, man. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you.
She's like, I'm not part of this. Loved it. You're right.
She brought so much energy and aggression, and I loved it.
So good. Where are my notes? I do like the lies that Anthony kept trying to pull. Because he was ready to lie, didn't matter what so then he was like, he was on the phone with his wife. Not true. What I mean was I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
His lawyer, the public defender, played by Victor Cruz, do better, public defender. Actor,
Yeah.
great performance. Do better, public defender. Yeah. Let's talk about this sad predatory situation of the group homes. Because not only finding out that where was it? It was said, and I made this note. Predators gravitate to group homes, which is like really terrible and something that makes sense. It's the same way that, like, we've seen like teachers and predators at schools will go after children from broken homes or in challenging situations. So to hear that predators gravitate to group homes, to then have Anthony say, pervs are always hanging out outside, and then to have it from within the system, none of it is unreal.
Mhm.
And that, I think, is what makes it so much more heartbreaking.
Yeah, 100%.
And there was a line that Curry said, that's about Michael and his relationship with Anthony. She said, whether he's a father figure or a boyfriend doesn't matter. And all I could think was, doesn't it? Those are two
Yeah,
different things.
I didn't even clock that, but that's very different.
Like, I understand he's protecting him and it doesn't matter why, but it does, right? If he's protecting him because he is a father figure who is protecting, if Michael is a father figure who's protecting Anthony, and therefore Anthony is protecting him back, that is one thing. If he sees him as a boyfriend, that is a different thing. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and then Benson, there's a question of if it's a sick love, some kind of sick triangle between Anthony Collin and Michael, which honestly was my theory early on, was
Mhm.
that it was, I thought it was going to be that Colin brought Anthony to the motel room and there was going to be another person, and that Anthony was like, I loved you. I thought it was us. And he was like, now you have to do what I want or
Mm.
want you to do with other people. Because I think that's, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've had many stories like that. So I assume that's where it was going. Um,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. If I
Yeah,
understand correctly. No, go ahead.
I had, like, no theories. I was like, "I don't know what the hell is going on," because it kind of went in a direction that was like, I don't know how you're gonna predict that, frankly, Craigslist, like, but I did say, like, in a sick, twisted way, the fact that they did it when there was events, I thought was actually really interesting, um, in a really gross and horrible way, but I don't know, that was a fact I actually liked that they threw in, so I was like, "Oh, that does make sense."
Yes, it's an evil genius kind of way,
Yeah.
right? Where like, oh, that's awful, but also it's really smart of the villain.
Yeah.
That like he's trafficking these children, and the way that he's getting it is he does it during events, which makes sense because these people come in to town, which we've seen, right? Like there's that great episode with Richard Kind where he flies in on the and gets into the car accident in the limo, which
Mhm.
then takes us into that storyline about terrorists. Anyway,
Sure.
you know what I'm talking about. Somebody in the chat is about to tell us exactly what episode I'm
Yeah.
talking about. But uh it's smart in a terrible way to, like, you know, have to pimp out your people during an event, because you have people coming in, they're going to pay cash, they're going to disappear, and you're not going to have to worry about them again.
Yep.
And it's like a, short term boost of, anyway.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's see. Benson and Carisi, we're not giving up on you or the other kids. You're not, but you're also not staying around.
Yeah.
um
I mean, to be fair, at the end, she kind of did say something about I forget her name, the person who works at the home.
Miller.
Yeah, she kind of alluded to the fact that, like, she would be, like, a good person to sort of trust and, like, be able to protect him, which
Yeah,
I did like, because that is reasonable because she actually would be able to stick around and help, and so I did like the fact that we, like, brought it to her at the end in, like, a light sort of teasing but genuine way, so I will say I liked that.
I agree with you. Speaking of evil genius, Michael's argument that the phone numbers were parents, potential parents to adopt, because it is really hard to get a teenager adopted. Um, Honestly, What an awful, evil genius
Yeah, I
lie.
was like, "Where'd you get that from? Like, how'd you come up with that?" Because, like, yeah, that's smart, but, like, did you just have that in your back pocket? Like, okay.
I mean, to be fair, right? Like, Carice even points out to him that his file on Anthony's like upbringing and his history and his mental stability and all of that is going to help his defense. Like, although they have proof and they will put him away, he has a solid defense,
Yeah.
which is scary that he, with the right jury, could get away with it.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts before we move on to best lines?
I don't think so. I'm looking through my notes.
All right, while you do that, Alexa says those phone numbers were a huge red flag. They should have followed up soon. Yes,
Agreed.
I agree. I honestly think it was a clever lie in the end, but also the fact that they called them and people were like, "I don't know why you have this number." No shit.
Yeah, I would not be telling you, like, no.
But
No.
also, if I got a call from a random New York number, I in California, not going to answer, first of all.
No, exactly.
But also, I don't speak to cops.
Well, yes. I don't have anything else.
All right, never
Here.
speak to cops. Okay. Let's move on to best lines. I have just one
Okay, go for
because
it.
it like made me think.
Mhm.
My bad is not an apology. Just go to bed. But the first part, my bad is not an apology. I was like, that's true.
I mean, I kind of disagree. Because you're like, that was my fault. That was on me. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
you're accepting the blame, but you're not apologizing.
Yeah, but isn't it sort of the same in a lot of ways? In some situations.
Maybe. All right, go on.
Maybe.
Go
I
on.
think that is a case-to-case basis, because I say my bad when it's not something really serious. If I bump into someone, that's my bad, you know? And then it's like, they know that I feel bad about it. My bad.
All right.
Just the way she delivered, he's not in my house. Obsessed. He's going to a coin collecting convention. Crazy, crazy cover story. I love it. I now want to go to a coin collecting convention because what do you do there? I'd like to know. He was stuffing his face with cheese fries, what I wish I was doing all the time. I love cheese fries. You ever see an ankle monitor on a perfect angel? Yeah, because the system is broken. So
Yes.
go ahead and jot that down. Even Buddha couldn't do this job with a smile. That was just like so dramatic, and for what? Just the lawyer, like, we all know why we're here. Let's get to it. Like, she was sassy. And finally, a bullet is a strange way to vet a parent, which that's true. That's a very strange way to vet a parent.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't have. There was Michael said I'm not comfortable with this questioning or with this line of questioning, and Bruno says, "Let me ask you something a little more snuggly."
Oh, I don't know that I got that.
I like wrote it down and I went, I don't know. I don't know that this is the best line, but then you didn't say it, and I went, you know what? It's
It's
missing.
good though. No, I like snuggly. There's a couple of these that I just like because I took a lot of notes for this, so I feared that I was like writing when they were still talking and I didn't catch all the lines. Because I had to
Amazing.
write it down to like understand. I was like, wait, how do we get there? Like, there's a lot of
No,
steps.
totally. I as you know, I try to watch the episode twice.
Yeah.
Amazing. Those are our favorite lines from this episode. Um, it's time for shower thoughts. I don't how many for our friends who are listening in the shower. Taylor, give us a shower thought.
What to say? Oh, I'll tell a story. Because it kind of has to do with the shower because it rained in LA this week. And guess what? My laptop charger broke on at like 10 p.m. one night. I said, that's a bummer. I need to buy a new one. I got on Amazon. Sorry, I needed it fast though. I went on Amazon, I ordered it. They said overnight shipping free. I said incredible because I do have to work tomorrow and I'm gonna need this bad boy juiced up. I ordered overnight shipping. 6:30 in the morning, I get a call, and I do answer it, even though it's an unknown number, because I just had an inkling. And it's the delivery man, and he says, I need you to come sign for this. I said, it was $30. Can you please not just put it in my package room? He said, no, I cannot. I said, okay. I get my flip-flops on, 6:30 in the morning, mind you. I did not wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I was tired. My apartment's like mostly outside because it's LA, and it's a death trap. And I wiped out in the lobby, and I hurt myself. And I opened the door, and the man said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And I signed for it, and I went back upstairs, and I went back to sleep. Well, I'll have you know, the floor was still wet 2 days later. I said, I'm going to be very careful when I go get the DoorDash that I ordered. Guess who wipes out in front of someone again, even though I'm being so careful? That would be me. So now I have a very big bruise on my knee because I fell in the same spot twice. And I live in LA, so I don't have to deal with shit like this. And that's my shower thought. Sorry, it was aggressive.
I'm glad it's just a bruise.
Yes.
I'm sorry you got hurt. Were you wearing flip-flops the second time?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I didn't want to get my tennis shoes on.
No, for sure. I understand. I will say this. Flip-flops in LA, surprisingly, are not made with traction.
Yeah.
So I had a pair that I literally took a knife to and messed up the bottom because I couldn't wear them because if there's a little bit of water somewhere, you're out.
Well, everyone designs like the floors of these things to be fucking ice when you step. Like, why do we not just have a regular like floor, like concrete? You know what I mean? Like when it gets brown when it's wet instead of gray when it's wet. Like that is how you know.
It doesn't rain here.
I know, but sometimes it does. And then this happens. I'm about to say to my apartment complex, this is a safety hazard. Put a rug down because that's not okay. This is crazy.
I mean, you absolutely should.
I should twice, even though I was being extremely careful the second time. So that's my shower, though.
Thank you for sharing that story with us.
You're welcome.
Worth it.
Yes.
And that has been for our friends who listen in the shower.
Yep. Be careful. Hold on to something. Don't wear flip-flops.
I feel like we've discussed having shower stickers.
We have. I don't remember in what context, but yes.
But we have.
Yes, we have.
All right, it's time for What Did We Learn?
I'm gonna go.
Oh, good. Go.
Because I have one. Safe Queen is when you buy a bunch of guns, but you never really use them. Thank you for teaching me that, Bruno.
That's a good one.
Safe Queen. I want to be Safe Queen. Like I just like the words. I just like the title. Safe Queen.
True. That's true.
Yep.
I was gonna make a different joke, but I kept it to myself. I like Safe Queen. Anthony's roommate had said, I didn't say this during quotes, but I'm gonna use it for my What Did I Learn? Do I look like his zookeeper?
Yeah.
I like that. Because I've started using, the phrase, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah.
I've started been using that a lot.
Honestly, kind of me too. I feel like that phrase is having a moment.
So therefore, do I look like his zookeeper?
I love that because it does fit into the thing. Sometimes I'll say, like, if my friend works in a certain field or something and something crazy has happened, I'll say, I'm so sorry, that's your circus and those are your monkeys.
I'm
so sorry about your circus and monkeys right now.
I like that, actually.
You just kind of adapted a little.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, I've been in situations recently where I had to remind myself that it was not my circus and not my monkeys.
Nor were they your monkeys.
No, I just sit back and let the monkeys monkey around.
Yeah.
Hey, we're the monkeys. That's a song reference that I have a feeling Taylor is not familiar with.
I was going to say, when did it come out?
I feel like the 70s.
You shouldn't even know that.
I like the monkeys. Anyway, that's What Did We Learn? On that note, SVU returns this week with a new episode. So I know we're still behind on one episode. And I cannot wait for us to discuss that one. Because I'm going to tell everybody some personal stories.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know when we will do that, probably when the next break happens.
Yeah.
But right now, new episodes will begin this week, I believe.
I think so.
I think so too.
I think.
I could check actually right now.
Yeah.
Because
Should be okay.
then we'll be back with new episodes doing it right.
Woo.
Let's see. 1 second. Come on. I clicked the button. Yep, this week. Calculated. Very exciting. We will be back with our regular date and time and things. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching us live. We appreciate you taking the time. Deanna was watching while cooking for the football. Thank you, Deanna. And
What'd
Alexa,
you cook? And will you share?
What? Don't make her message. She's busy working.
Well, I want to know. I'm nosy. What are we eating?
You and I?
Me. Well, maybe. All of us. That's a group.
I had a friend who was gonna come over to watch she was like, I don't have TV. Can I come watch yours? And I was like, I will be reading. And she's like, okay.
TV.
She's just like streaming and stuff.
Okay, because I was like, if you don't own a television, like that's scary.
No. She doesn't have like cable TV.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Whereas like
streaming on Tubi, fun fact.
Whatever. She wanted to come over and watch.
That's fair, but I'm just saying, if you guys have Tubi, you can watch it live.
I hope people listening to this later in the week are like, why are they still talking about the football?
Shut up. Deanna's made pasta and hot wings. Honestly, love that because I think I might order Wingstop.
Oh, I would do that as soon as possible.
Well, I think I'm gonna actually wait till like tonight.
Okay.
I know it's gonna be a long wait. I already am realizing that. And
your stuff's gonna be cold and late, and it's a choice. I support you.
The show. The game is gonna be over by like 5 p.m. No, 5:30.
I feel like it goes on forever.
Yeah. Whatever. I eat dinner late. I can eat dinner at 9 p.m. and
that's true. I am gonna cook myself dinner.
I cooked the past 2 nights, and that's really good for me on the weekend.
Do you have a kitchen now?
Yeah, I have a kitchen now.
I'm proud of you.
Anyway, this has turned into not SVU anymore. Sorry.
That's what we do here. Until next week.
Catching up.
Until next week when we talk about the new episode. Taylor, where are you on the internet? And what are you up to these days?
Well, I'm around. I was just at Sundance, so I have a bunch of reviews that you can read on Collider.com. If you literally just search Taylor Gates Collider, you can read all of the stuff I saw and wrote about. I'm also available to see. I worded that weird. I'm also on Twitter at alphabet_Ann, and I'm on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_.
Amazing. I am on Instagram at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I'm also apparently on Blue Sky.
Sure.
I don't know how to search, and then my username is Yael Tygiel, and then whatever they've forced upon that username. So find me there if you want to. I've literally posted nothing so far. I might end up there again. Who knows what happens. But also, if you want to check out my book recommendations, and by books, I mean pure smut, check out Good Little Library Mouse. Again, romance novels only. So if you're expecting, biographies and nonfiction, not the place for you. If you want to be thinking brain stuff, not the place for you.
Go read my Collider reviews.
Yeah, okay? Go check out what Taylor has. That's the thinking man's reading.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.